We just have 2 more comics left. Let's bring them up. Your next comic on the stage. Let's get those claps going, everybody, for Sean Bishop. Woo!
Thanks. A lot of people use the expression, you guys hit the nail right on the head. I think we should start checking nails for CTE before they start beating their wives. I feel bad for their cousins. They have more STDs than a $10 hooker. They get screwed a lot. Right. Good start for an hour drive up here. Thanks a lot. Just what I needed, a guy with a ton of energy right before me. A lot of people use expressions. There's a lot of expressions in the English language. But there's one that I think is more important than any other one, and that's that you can lead a horse to water, but you probably shouldn't fuck them. Don't hold that, guys. I have a brother. He's a chemical engineer. He's a very smart guy. My brother has a brother. He's a comedian. He's not that funny.
Yeah, he is.
Thank you, Pam. I needed the support. I work in a casino at a sports book in Wheeling, West Virginia. Casinos are one of the few places that you can still smoke cigarettes. And I sit kind of catty corner to some slot machines, and I just kind of watch people all day. And there's only 2 demographics that use slot machines: people that are easily addicted to motions, so like people that love smoking cigarettes and just hitting a fucking button over and over, like a tick, tick, tick. And then the second people are people that have no excitement in their life, and they're very boring, which means slot machines, if you have both of those, are a perfect way to die as an old person. And I had an old guy a few days ago in there, just sitting there for all of my 7-hour shift, just smoking cigarettes, hitting his fucking button over and over again. And about 6 hours in, he fell out of his chair. He was on all fours. And everybody kind of gasped for a second, and security came and picked him up off the ground. They sat him down in a chair in the aisle, and about after 30 seconds, the old man signaled, "Stand me up." And the security walked him up to the slot machine, and they pushed the chair under him, and he started clicking the button again. Within 30 seconds, he pulled out another cigarette. And within 5 minutes, he fell out of his chair again, which was the funniest part of my week. This old man dying, I really wish he did. It would have been exciting. And the thing that was odd is that this old man, I realized what was happening to him. He was inhaling a cigarette and forgetting to exhale. So he'd inhale it, and then about 30 seconds later, he'd just go, just slump to one side. And eventually, his wife was just begging him to leave. And this is 12 o'clock at night. This man's probably 95, about the oldest guy I've ever seen. And she clenches his hand and starts walking down the aisle. And the only thing I could think is there's not a chance in hell this old man makes it down the escalators. And we started taking bets in my office between me and my boss, Brad, on an over-under of the line of 100% this woman wakes up dead next to her husband the next morning. And I put $50 on him not living. And then I got a text from my friend Caitlin that I work with. They showed up today. So I had to pay Brad $50 tomorrow. I'm unfortunate. Wish the motherfucker died. My name's Sean Bishop. I have a goal in life to be the most famous Sean Bishop, which is fortunate because there's not many of us. Like if you guys think about it, in 1981, the second overall draft pick in the NBA draft was a guy by the name of Isaiah Thomas. Then in 1989, a woman in Washington State named her son after him. And that Isaiah Thomas grew up to be one of the greatest point guards in NBA history. How fortunate am I that they weren't named Sean Bishop, because my dream would have ended the moment I got cut from the 6th grade basketball team. Luckily for me, I just have to be more famous than actor Sean Bishop. Exactly. Turns out actor Sean Bishop's famous for one movie role where he played the eldest son to the main character in the 1977 classic Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Which means right now, as an open mic comic, I'm second to a guy that's been out of work for 45 years. Like, if you guys can leave here tonight and remember I'm Sean Bishop, I will be the most famous Sean Bishop. Right in front of a guy I can only assume is a homeless man on the streets of LA that once played a side character in a movie about communicating with aliens. And I hate alien movies. Because alien movies are always about, can we communicate with the aliens? That's not what we should be worried about. We should be worried, can the aliens communicate with spiders?
Oh.
The funniest part about Pam's O is she's heard this joke 6 or 7 times. Because if the aliens show up and just decide to wipe out the human race, they're a bunch of racists. But if they can speak spider, turns out I'm the racist. I don't know if you guys have heard of this Hitler fella. Let me drop some numbers on you. Hitler's famous for this thing called the Holocaust, where he killed 66% of the Jews in Europe. I've killed 100% of the spiders I've ever fucking seen. Which means if the aliens can't communicate with spiders, I'm going to be the dickhead in every alien history book to try to wipe out an entire species off this planet. But if a spider genocide makes me the next Hitler, I'll own it. I'll vow to kill every last one of those 8-legged fucks. Because every single person in here knows who Hitler is. Not a damn one of you knew who actor Sean Bishop was. I play to win. Thank you guys, I'm Sean Bishop. Have a great fucking night.
Sean Bishop, everybody, let him hear it. Alright, now it's time for your headliner. Let's get those claps going for your headliner of the evening. Out the open mic.